Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start off by acknowledging some of our folks who have made it out today for the grand opening of our SUD initiative office. We have Senator Boncory, Representative Vincent, Ward 3 City Councilor Arthur Guanasso, Ward 2 City Councilor Ira Novoselsky, Ward 5 City Councilor John Powers, former Mayor and Councilor at Large Bob Haz. We have school committee members Sue Gravelisi and Stacy Rizzo. Oh, and we have representatives from Speaker DeLeo's office. Joan, thank you for being here today. And we have a representative from Catherine Clark's office. Thank you for being here today. He's 2 weeks on the job, so take it easy on him. So today marks an important day in Revere's fight against addiction, and the opening of a dedicated substance use disorder office where all of our work on fighting addiction can be centralized. From the day I took office, I made it clear that addressing the substance abuse problem in Revere would be one of my top priorities. My generation in particular has been hit hard by the opioid epidemic. Most people my age in Revere have friends or classmates or both who have been lost to addiction. Watching this epidemic grow has been horrifying, and I'm committed to doing everything I can on the local level to make sure we fight this problem. And I know we can be doing more to both prevent addiction and help connect people to the services and support that they need. And we have so many great groups that are working on this issue in Revere, and my goal at the end of the day is to make sure that we improve communication and coordination. And having a centralized office with dedicated staff will make our work on this front more efficient and effective. Part of my commitment to enhancing the SUD initiative office included hiring additional staff, which I'm sure you met today, and developing policies to address the opioid problem from all angles: prevention, awareness, treatment, and recovery. We have so many great people working hard every day on this issue to help residents who are facing addiction. From our city staff, our public safety officials, recovery coaches, and medical professionals, the work being done is making a real impact every day. And opening this office will enhance our work and help save lives every day. It's important to have a neighborhood event like this and welcome in the community as we engage them in this work. There's an awful lot of talk about ending the stigma to addiction. And this is what ending the stigma is all about. Opening this office on Revere Street is a sign that the city of Revere is committed to tackling this problem. And the people who struggle with addiction are in our community. They're our friends, they're our brothers and sisters, they're our sons and daughters, and they're our classmates and our coworkers. We can no longer hide from this issue or pretend to just sweep it under the rug. We also can't just provide lip service. We have to tackle this issue head on. The hardworking staff of this office will make sure we are continuing to make progress on tackling addiction in our community. We welcome the community to come in, to take a look at what's going on here, and ask any questions that they might have about the work that we are doing to address addiction in Revere. I want to thank everyone for being here this afternoon. I know it's a little chilly, and I'm going to now ask that Senator Boncory step up and make a few remarks. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here, and I just want to personally thank the mayor and the city council for taking this issue by the horns and getting ahead of this issue. At the state level, I know Representative Vincent and I worked very hard to initiate programs and provide the appropriate funding in state budgets to ensure that we're getting ahead of this opiate epidemic that's scourging not only this city in my district, but the 351 towns all across Massachusetts. You know, there's so much misinformation around this awful disease. And, you know, we as good shepherds of programs like this need to get out the right information. You know, on Revere Street, we have to let people know what's going on in Revere Street. There's a lot of misinformation out there. We've got to let them know the good things that we're doing with this location. I thank the mayor for his courage in opening this office. I wish Julia and her team the very best. If there's anything we can ever do to help you, please feel free to reach out, because it's so important that what you're doing and tackling the issue you're tackling. And around opiate and ending the stigma, we really need to change the paradigm of how we're talking about it. And just the name alone, the Substance Use Disorder Initiative, begins that process. It's the first step in changing how neighbors, friends think about what's happening all across our great city. We need to change the paradigm. That's what we need to carry. Because it's so important that we're getting good information out here. And I'm so happy to see the partnerships that we have here with us today. Lieutenant O'Hare, I saw in the back, as well as Chief Bright, who understand the issue and are ready to work on the issue and tackle the issue. I want to point out from the Winthrop Police Department, Sacco Gregarian, who leads a similar type of office in the town of Winthrop. And the town of Winthrop has been able to hire recovery coaches who are dealing with this problem and dealing with addicts across the community and getting them the help and the resources that they need. In this Commonwealth, we lose 4 people a day to this awful epidemic. We have countless other people overdosing on a daily basis that aren't in that statistic. And with recovery coaches like Sacco and his team in the town of Winthrop, we're able to get out to those people who have had that medical issue of an overdose, and we're able to track their progress and meet with them greatly and meet with them often and ensure that they're on the right path towards recovery. And I implore the citizens of Revere, the police department, and the chief to take from that model what you can. And I know Sacco's here, which is a great thing. He doesn't have to be here. So it shows his stake in this game and the fact that he's willing to work with the city, because we can't do this alone. We need to do this as a commonwealth. So we will continue to do this. It's just great to see so many good people here today, and I hope we're spreading the right message about what's going on here in Revere Street. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. Next, I'd like to introduce our ward councilor, Arthur Guinazzo. Thank you, Arthur.
Welcome to Ward 3. The obvious is the unknown. Many of the people and residents of the community, which I represent, these houses within here, our eyesight, were very much opposed to the location in terms of they were apprehensive as to what's unknown to them. They didn't know what was going to take place. Are there going to be a lot of addicts running around the properties? Are there going to be people breaking into their properties? They were just so uncertain as to what has to take place. So in my role, in your role, and Julia's promised me she's going to work hand in hand with me to educate the neighborhood as to what we're doing here and what good is being done at this location. It's a long time in coming, and I applaud the mayor for his initiative to bring it forward to the people of Revere. Certainly, we have a major problem within our Commonwealth and certainly within our city. None of us can take the opportunity or the time to ignore it any longer. We have individuals in our community now who are so well trained and learned on this subject that can help those people in need of their services, and they're going to be right here. And so this opportunity has to be a mindset for all of our citizens to come forward when they know each and every one of our families, believe it or not, are affected by this. Each and every one of us know a family member or a dear friend's family who's affected by this. So in effect, we're all affected by this. And once we get this under control, and I'm sure with the able hands of Julia and her staff and all the cooperation for all the various departments, we're going to get this under control at some point. And, you know, people say, there's so many naysayers out there. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I was besieged with very, very angry calls. I had friends of 40, 50 years blasting me out who are viewing me now, and they're not here because they can see me from their homes. And I was taken back by it and hurt by it, you know, because I've been so successful in serving the city of Ward 3, city of Revere by means of Ward 3. I don't want to let these people down. So you people mean a lot to me. So you show the results, the positive results that are going to come forward from this location and the education that we're going to offer out to the rest of the populace of our community. I think this is going to be a great thing for our city, and I think that, again, the mayor in his wisdom and his courage to come forward to bring this to a very, very political area. Ward 3 is a political hotbed, and this particular location is known to everybody, long-term residents of Revere and shortcomers know this site all too well. So we look forward to a lot of good things happening, Mr. Mayor, Senator, and I think that our citizens will be so pleased with the results. They won't see it right away, but in the future, we have something to look forward to. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Arthur. Now I'm going to ask a couple of our public safety officials to come forward and just give us a few words, starting off with Lieutenant O'Hara.
You know, 5 to 10 years ago, I'm not sure if the Revere Police Department, a law enforcement agency, would be standing here today. We've had to rethink our role. Arresting our way out of this problem is not the answer. Arrest is part of our solution, but taking a community health approach is where we need to be. This is too large of a social issue for one agency to tackle. We all have to work collaboratively together to address this issue. The Revere Police Department stands in the forefront with our other partners here in the fire department. We're out doing outreach in the community. We come across family issues and social issues as a law enforcement agency, and we want to be part of the solution, and we're glad to be here. Thanks.
Thank you, Lieutenant O'Hara. Chief Bright, please come on up. Thank you.
I'll be brief. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see everybody here. This is a great day for the city of Revere. About 5 or 6 years ago, when the Revere Fire Department, we were the first fire department in the country, and we started a pilot program carrying Narcan on board. It was in response to what we saw going on day in and day out in the community, and far too many people dying and being ruined from substance abuse. I'm very proud of the firefighters to jump on board with that. And my former boss, Chief Gene Doherty, who implemented the program, and I'd like to recognize Captain Jay Piccarello, retired here, who was also one of the originators who started this program. And in a few short years, I think we've come a long way. We've grown the program out. All our partners have invested in it. Our brothers and sisters in the police department, Mayor Arrigo, Julia, all the wonderful people have come together, and rather than everyone going off in a different direction and trying to do something, we get together and put our heads together, we can do greater things. So I think this is a great beginning, and I'm excited and look forward to the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. Last but not least, I'm going to ask Julia Newhall to step up and say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out today. I really appreciate it. It's a good turnout. I just want to say that our role here is to help the community, and especially Ward 3. We look forward to working with the residents and addressing the issue but we need to start with the stigma, which truly contributes to the ongoing issue of opioid addiction and overdose. It will be a journey. It's not going to happen overnight, but I'm confident that the people in this community and the leadership that we have here today will work together in unity to address this issue. I look forward to working with all of you, and this door is always open if you want to come in and have a conversation. That's what we're here for. And I just want to thank the mayor for his courage and leadership in addressing this issue. Thank you. Oh, quick thing. November 1st, 6 p.m., we are having a Q&A, City Council chambers, for residents to come in and learn more about this program. We welcome all of you and spread the word. Thanks.